Yo, Trend Team, it's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video. Guys, here we are reacting to what is something Europe has changed in your mind as an American. This is part 2. Now, before we jump into this, y'all know what I'm ass. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so I can suggest it. Social media and Patreon all up top. You can subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Human, I talk back. If you got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or in the description section. There's a Google form link. What we got?
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe, what's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
So my answer is security. You feel so much safer in Switzerland. I live in Switzerland. I've been here about almost 7 years this year, and we just don't have the same security concerns. My 4-year-old walks to preschool by himself. He knows how to cross the street and everything. You don't have kids getting yelled, like snatched up. And my example was going to be that people literally leave their strollers outside of stores, and there's a stroller behind me that was parked there while the parent went in to buy baked goods.
Wow.
That's what people do here, and my list could go on. Safety, security, cleanliness, education, geography. It's a long list. I mean, I definitely want to move back to the US one day, but with kids, it definitely feels better in Europe, right?
Americans who've been to or
Wow.
traveled.
Know what I'm saying? Just leave the strollers out. Just to, you know what I'm saying? That's nice to have that sense of security to where you're not worried about anything happening. 4-year-old walking to school, preschool by himself. You're not worried about anything happening. That's beautiful peace of mind.
With kids, it definitely feels better in Europe, right?
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe, what's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't?
Working. Because the girlies over there, they are working to live, not living to work. Okay? They are at that job so that when they clock off, they can go head to the bar with their friends and or family. They value family and friend time, like hanging out, whether that's at the bar, the club, the park, the restaurant. And the money that comes from a job is just so that they can do those things, which is just so different from the American ideal. Your job is your life, is your life's work. Everything, nothing comes before your job. Because all this hustle culture, at the end of the day, if you die, what are you left with? What are people going to remember about you? Well, she was really good at her job. It really changed how I viewed work, because it really is more so a transaction of my time for money and not like my life. But U.S. labor practices won't let me be great.
Americans who've been to
Come
or
on.
traveled.
And I see, when I was born, I had that instinct. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, I'm not lazy. I just don't like these jobs. I don't like working. I don't like it. And they say, oh, you find a job you're passionate about, find a dream job. There was no dream jobs for me. There is no dream jobs for me. I'm not there because I love to be there. I'm there because I need to get paid. You feel me? And so now I just do YouTube, and this is fun. Cause this doesn't really feel like work to me. Not cause I'm gonna watch these videos anyway. Now I get to you guys get to see my reaction watching them. And so, but keep it going. I felt that in my soul, so I had to speak.
And not like my life. But U.S. labor practices won't let me be great.
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe, what's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
American chocolate is trash. It is bitter garbage. It literally takes me weeks, if not months, to be able to eat American chocolate after traveling. I don't know what it is. There's an ingredient in there that makes it disgusting. And yeah, there's so much more. But that's the first thing that popped into my mind.
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe, what's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
I've been studying abroad in Italy for about 3 months now. One, I had constipation issues before I got here, and as soon as I got here, I could not stop. If we're talking about food, there's something wrong with American food. Something's up. Honestly, I think it's all corn. I think it's corn in different shapes and textures and flavors, and they're not giving us real food. Anyway, conspiracy theory over. The public transportation here is elite. You can get somewhere in 30 minutes, 15 minutes. It's amazing. However, there's strikes like every week, so there's probably a lot of exploitation going on, which makes it so amazing in a capitalist system. When I go back to US, I'm just gonna eat vegetables and protein shakes and like pill supplements because I can't. The food here is food.
Ever. Even our beef looks gray. Our meat quality has to be making us sick because there's...
Okay, so I only found out about this recently, and it kind of blew my mind. But I watched a TikTok of a lady who worked on a farm, and she basically went on to say, like grocery stores and stuff like that hold auctions. And in these auctions, they sell off near expired or expired food stock that they can't sell to us and we're not going to buy or eat. And they sell it to farmers. And farmers use it to feed their livestock. So what that basically means is the same processed fucking garbage that we eat from grocery stores every day is being fed to livestock to keep them sustained with, a few pieces of carrot and apple chopped up into it. Like, there were Ritz crackers in this trough of food that they were gonna... Ritz fucking crackers.
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe. What's something...
So they eating the trash that we can't eat, and then we eating them. This is terrible, but funny.
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe. What's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
A lot of people are going to say the food, and you're not wrong. Because America's food is so much more processed, it takes like 2 months for your stomach to actually acclimate back to all of that. So for the first 2 months, you're going to probably be sick. But something I really realized after talking to a lot of people from Europe is that, unlike Americans, their job isn't like their main source of pride. In America, we tend to really like boast about how many hours we're putting into the grind of our job. Whereas in Europe, they don't really tend to do that. Not to say that they're not proud of what they do for work, but they tend to have a lot of different things that they're more proud of than how long they work and where they work for so long. I'm not saying that culture is not shifting, especially with millennials and Gen Z and Alpha. But it's definitely something I noticed and definitely something I wanted to change.
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe. What's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
Getting a driver's license in Germany. I think it takes a few years and I think about $2,000 to get your license in Germany. Any Germans can correct me on this if I'm wrong. But it's a rigorous process. It's not easy, and for good reason. You have the Autobahn, which are sections of the highway where you can go as fast as you want. The speed limit is 300 kilometers an hour on the Autobahn. So with that, you can't be a prick on the road. You don't own the road. If you act like you own the road and you're going slow in the left lane and you think the guy going 150 miles an hour behind you should slow down, you're screwed. Big fines, big penalties. I've heard rumors about you could lose your license for doing that if you drive slow in the left lane on the Autobahn. The road maintenance and everything there is just amazing, the way they run their whole driving system. I went 126 on the Autobahn. The person in front of me on the left lane would move about a quarter mile before I would even get close to them. They got us beat.
Americans who've been to
that is a dream. Give me a lane where I can go as fast as I want to. I need that so bad. I cannot go the speed limit. I cannot go these speed limits. The highest one I've seen is 75 miles an hour. I can't. Give me the lane where I can push 126. Oh my Lord. Oh, that's a dream. That is truly a dream.
I would even get close to them. They got us beat.
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe. What's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
Oh boy, where do I even start? I mean, there's so many things I could talk about, but the number one thing I'm going to talk about, just quickly, for those who know me, you know what I'm going to say, public transportation. Yeah, I studied abroad in Bordeaux, traveled to Munich, Dresden, Prague, Barcelona, Madrid.
That's so nice.
Man, Europe they get public transportation. They put trams on the street. They make sure cars are not going like throughout the city. So it's, designated that it's public transportation. And they got trams. They going everywhere. They're going to the north, the south, the east, the west. They'll cover your ass wherever you want to go in the city. But the U.S., yeah, maybe some big cities have subways. Otherwise, you got bus systems. But where's the public transportation here? Give me some trams, America. I want trams.
Americans
Come
who've
on
been
now.
to or traveled to Europe, what's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
Hi, I'm Nobody, an American who's been living in the Netherlands for 2 years. And frankly, it's all the things that add up to quality of life: education, transport, healthcare, food, cost of housing, access to infrastructure, art and culture. It's all of those things.
Preach.
Imagine a world where you don't have to own a car, where you can take a bicycle or a bus or a train anywhere you want to go and it's affordable. That your healthcare doesn't bankrupt you and is available to you, and you can get same day appointments. It's freedom from paperwork. My taxes take me less than a day to get done. It's green spaces in my neighborhood with art that allow me to really enjoy my life. It's worker conditions that allow me to have nights and weekends to myself as well as my 24 days of statutory vacation. It's pretty awesome, and I can't imagine life without it.
The future of our species is at great risk. Master
Shout
Chief
out
and the
that
other
man. Where he?
Spartans.
Shout out Netherlands,
Americans who've
man.
been to or traveled to Europe, what's
Living
something
it
Europe has
up.
changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
Or Europe in general.
That they overfeed us and our portion control is outrageous, and the food quality that we have in America is trash.
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe, what's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
This is going to sound strange, but the milk in America really creeps me out. I'm not American, I'm British, but I live in America. And back home, our milk goes off within a few days of opening it. And it stinks, like it's got lumps in it, you can tell that it's off. But the milk in America legit lasts for like weeks. And that really creeps me out. I don't know if I'm going crazy.
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe, what's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
Hi, I'm an American living in Germany, and my wake-up call was realizing that the fact that I'm mortified of calling 911 in the US is not normal. In the US, you don't call 911 unless it is a near-death experience because that shit's expensive.
Oh yeah.
You either take some
She
Advil.
means like the ambulance. Like I thought she meant like 911 if she was in danger. Like she's scared to call the police. And I was like, but I understand like health wise.
Experience because that shit's expensive. You either take some Advil, chug some water, and sleep it off, or if that doesn't work, someone can rush you to the urgent care. But we still don't call 911. And that's not normal. He goes on to talk about the quality and quantity of food, and that's another big wake-up call too.
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe, what's something
I actually lived in Scotland for a little while and went to school there. And I want to tell you my top 3 things that made me change my view on America. Number 1, much like you, the food situation. There's chemicals in our food that is outlawed there. Number 2, the medical care is so different. It made me realize that not only is America getting rich off of sick people, but because of the chemicals in our food, they're pretty much just keeping us sick to get richer. And number 3, the education system. Now, where I went to school in Scotland, and I'm not going to say this is for all of Europe, but where I went to school in Scotland, they went to school for 13 years. And they went to school all year round. And they were more ahead than we were. I was in the 7th grade when I went there. And instead of doing American 7th grade math, they were doing American 10th grade math in the 7th grade.
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe, what's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
Well, I live here, so it might be a bit biased. But not having a very solid life plan at the age of 18, you know, kind of staying single until you're in your 30s and not having kids until you're in your 30s and, you know, not feeling like a functional adult until you're, well, within your mid-30s is okay. It's fine. Also, the medical care here is so cheap and accessible that it allows people like me at 40 to just play American football.
What's a video that lives in your head rent-free?
Nah, these videos were, I like watching these videos, and god dang, the food, I'm scared to try food, to eat food out of the other country and then come back and to eat our food, because then I'll be like, I'm going to be sick at that point. I'll be like, dang, this is amazing. Then I'll come back and be like, what chemicals are in this? But then, this is crazy. A lot of these things, man, are newer things that I haven't seen yet. A lot of these things are still things that I've seen in multiple videos. But I like watching these videos. So that's all we got for this one. If you guys got a favorite video you want to see or hear me react to, you can subscribe to Patreon or in the description section. There's a Google form link. Hit the link, fill out your suggestions, send it to me. Want me to get to yours faster than others without premium? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon all up top. You know, subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are our most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal. Out.